giving bursaries to women, trying to promote women in engineering at that point of time. And then I applied. Namdeb had the bursary, and I applied for it, and I got it.
99 FM, your inspiration station. It's Sibo and Mo in the morning. And yes, we have our first Royal Hustler for 2023. This is the part where we insert the air horns, the pew, 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 because I'm really excited to have Wollen Nell, who is the head of safety, health, and operational risk management at Namdeb Diamond Corporation. She holds a master's in business administration from the University of Stellenbosch and a big tech in chemical engineer degree from Cape Peninsula University of Technology. And her research topic for her thesis actually was to seek to understand why the number of women in mining is not increasing, even though multiple efforts are being made to promote women in mining by government and by, the mines themselves. Wollen has been part of the De Beers family of companies for 18 years, working between De Beers Marine Namibia and Namdeb in various metallurgical roles. And she became one of the first female plant managers for Namdeb in 2013. Let me say that again. She became one of the first female plant managers for Namdeb in 2013. And she was also selected as one of the top 100 global inspirational women in mining by Women in Mining Association. So she's bringing that inspiration right here to 99 FM. Wollen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming, and thank you for the work that you've done. I would really love to delve a little bit deeper on your thesis findings. But before we get to the thesis, let's get to the little girl who worked her way to getting that, that thesis. Tell us about your childhood and how it shaped you.
I think maybe it's because of the age. I've actually been thinking about it quite often this past December. And my father passed away when I was 2 years old. So I was raised by a single mother until she remarried when I was around 12 years old. So in a way, I had my grandfather that was my father figure, and he has been there constantly. I think in a way, I've actually had a carefree childhood because you spend time on the farm and you run around with your uncles and your aunts, even though my mother had to work and had to raise me. But my grandfather has always been there. And thinking back about it, he's always been the one that has guided me, as well as my mom, to work hard. And he's also been the person that shaped me, because he always said about Wollen, your name is going to be very important in life because it's going to open doors for your children one day. So he's been the one that has been there. And he passed away before my eldest son was born. And you can still see, or I can still hear him in the background, basically guiding me through my childhood. And he was also the one that helped me try to build things and shape things. And on the farm, I was never in the kitchen. I hated it. So I was running around in the field helping my grandfather. So he's been there for me, and his name is Otto Bertolini. He's been there for me, definitely.
I love it when our parents and our grandparents just pour into us, and they just, they shape us and make us the people that we are today. So you're there, not in the kitchen, but you're running around. Were you already aware at such a young age that, okay, clearly the path that I'm going to be taking is in the STEM field?
Yes, I wanted to become a doctor.
Okay.
I loved science, mathematics, and biology. So I wanted to become a doctor. However, when your parent or my mom couldn't afford it. So I realized that I need to work very, very hard, get good grades, and to get a bursary. So at one point of time, my mathematics teacher asked me, but why don't you investigate rather looking at engineering? Because engineering was giving bursaries to women, trying to promote women in engineering at that point of time. And then I applied. Namdeb had the bursary, and I applied for it, and I got it. So the first year was terrible. I didn't have drawings, nothing. I wanted to convert back to medicine, but I persevered. I stuck it out because I knew it wasn't an option. Looking back, I'm grateful I stuck it out, because where I am today, I don't think I would have made the same difference in the lives of young women that I've made if I was in the medicine field, like I would have made in the engineering field. So
I want to touch on that a little bit, because this is something that we've talked about, Mo and I, off air, and even on air air about pivoting. You know, you wanted to be a doctor, and now you found yourself in this, you know, in this field. And how have you, at that time, dealing with disappointment because what you want is not what you got? And what was that conversation like to you? Because like you said, it was such a difficult year for you.
I think that's again where my mom stepped in.
Yeah.
And I mean, she guided me through the process, and she said to me, Wollen, you can do it. Continue. My grandfather as well at that point of time, he says that he always showed his heart and showed his head, and you've got my heart and my head, and I would never forget that. And they were the inspiration for me driving and continuing with it, and knowing that I was the only child, and my fellow, my aunts and uncles' kids were looking up to me as I was the person that had this bursary, and I got this opportunity to study. So I had to persevere, and I mean, at the end of the day, I sucked it up and I went through. So I'm where I am today.
We're speaking to Wollen Nell, our royal hustler for this morning. Ari Lennox saying BMO.
I'm summertime, crush it, put that game on pause, and do it all like you busy.
99 FM, it's Ari Lennox saying BMO, which is Break Me Off. We're speaking still with Wollen Nell, who is the head of safety, health, and operational risk management at Namdeb Diamond Corporation. And, you know, she is really passionate about promoting science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, those subjects at primary school levels to girls. And this is the age where they are most at risk, and they lose their passion for these subjects. So she's like, no. I have to get in this. And like I said, I was alluding earlier on about, you know, the thesis and the research that she did, understanding why a number of women in mining is not increasing, even though multiple efforts are being made to promote women in mining. So I just wanted for you, Wollen, just to highlight some of one or two findings that you got from your research.
So it's called a leaking pipe syndrome, and it starts from grade 5, 6, and 7, meaning that if you don't have somebody supporting you, and that's where the father figure actually plays a big role in girls' life. So mothers always try and promote girls to continue with it, but somewhere we've got this unconscious biasness towards males, and so we'll push them to say, no, go for engineering, go for that, but not with girls. We'll tell them it's fine, you can do a lawyer, or you can do something else. But it starts at that young age. And if you don't have somebody supporting you, because remember, we've got your change in your psychological and your emotional state as well when you're a lady at that point of time, you become very insecure. And that was the finding from the research. So you need to have that support driving you through from a primary school level and assisting you throughout your life, because it starts leaking in primary school, and then you actually have first years and second years that drop out from engineering fields because they don't have that support. I told you I was struggling in my first and second year, but I had the support to continue. And the support mostly must come from males. So, and that's also what we have in the mining industry, is that if you have a mentor, you will see them succeeding much more. And don't always go for the women mentors. Try and find the male mentors as well, because they are there to try and support. And that's what they're trying to push. Government is trying to push, mining houses is trying to push to get women into these fields. So it's quite important, and that's what's the research. It's starting at the primary school level. And you need to create that love for mathematics, sciences, at that level already.
I love that. So, you know, get them while they're still young and tell them that they really can actually achieve in this. What has been one of the most fulfilling aspects of your career, you know, being at Namdeb?
So I was given the opportunity in 2014 to present at the conference, the Chamber Conference, Mining of Chamber Conference, to promote women.
Okay.
And so I presented my story. And I was, as I said before, starting at Namdeb, I was one of the very few females. And I don't want to give away my age. Very few females.
You look very beautiful for a 21-year-old. Let me
Yes. I don't. First females going into the mining industry, and I told my story, and from there on, I had the love to promote this. And through the Namdeb Foundation, Namdeb Marine Foundation, we have these yearly campaigns to drive for schools in Namibia to invite some of the girls, and then we tell our stories and promote that. So that has been very profound for me in terms of helping people. And then our company, Namdeb, has always given us the opportunity to go out and do social responsibility. And that's where I went out to the schools and spoke to the kids. What I did is I used music. And I use baking to promote, even though I can't bake, but the recipes
Yes.
to promote mathematics.
Yes.
So that's what I did. Yeah.
Love it. And finally, before I let you go, any career advice that you would like to share with our listeners?
Get a mentor very early in life.
Okay.
That's what I've learned. The past 5 years have been phenomenal for me when I got mentors. They've assisted me. So there's a lot of people willing to put up their hands in assisting you. And definitely that is what you need to do early in life.
Well then, thank you so much for coming. You have just put the life into the Royal Hustlers that are coming for this year, and it was just an absolute pleasure having you to be our first for this year.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that was Wollen Nell, who is the head of safety, health, and operational risk management at Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.